Yeah, hello. Can everybody please stand, take your hats off, look at the flag. You guys repeat after me, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
All right, good morning. I'd like to welcome family and friends and our core members here for our mid-year graduation, as well as our holiday banquet. Immediately following the graduation, everybody here is welcome. We have a great feast for everybody, so everybody sticks around. But first off, I'd like to congratulate all the graduates that are up here. The CCC, for a lot of people, represents a second chance. Okay, a second chance to kind of do the type of things that maybe they didn't get a chance to complete before, like a high school diploma. A second chance at getting a good name as far as getting a good job, getting a good name at a job, that kind of stuff. So, and that's just what these core members and former core members behind me did. They took advantage of that second chance, got their high school diplomas. They did it once. Once you do it once, you never have to do it again. Now they can move on with their lives. And with educational scholarships through the CCC and with their year of experience in the CCC, learning both hard and soft skills, hopefully they can move on to whatever it is, to whether it be a job, whether it be to college, university, trade school, anything like that. The sky's the limit now. So congratulations to the graduates. And the next person up, I'd like to introduce one of our John Muir Charter School staff, James Carey.
Well, good evening, good morning, sorry about that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen and corps members. Those are three different categories. Ladies, gentlemen, corps members, you see. Have to include everybody. Anyway, I'm the part-time teacher, the head honcho, Dr. Ray, he's the full-time teacher. He'll be talking to you next. Now, as well as working in the John Muir classroom here, I work in the public high schools, and I see a significant number of students in those public high schools who leave without graduating, without getting the high school diploma. Some of them, they need special attention, and they didn't get it, so they slipped through the cracks. And there are others who just goof off in high school, and after they're out of high school and they're looking for work, they realize they made a big mistake. And they come to us. They can learn job skills at the CCC, and of course, they can earn their high school diploma here in John Muir classroom. And quite a few of our students over the years have really made great sacrifices, put a lot of effort in to getting to their high school diplomas, even though their life circumstances might be very difficult. And I know Dr. Ray is going to tell you about just such students in just a few seconds.
Such an echo back there, so it seems like it's hard to hear from back there. So, can you hear me back there, Daniel? Is that good, guys? First off, congratulations. In our graduating class standing back here, we don't have any of our ladies. We do have a couple ladies graduate early, but we're not able to be here. So we're being represented by 6 handsome, talented young men who worked real hard to get to this spot. Yeah, Vinny, you're handsome. And I would say, before I share with you my last lesson I want to get, is this has been a great group of young men. All of our graduates. I've really enjoyed every one of these young men. They were bright in their own ways. They worked hard. They deserve to be here. And so it was a lot of fun to have them as students. Now, one of the things I wanted to share with you, because it's been an interesting week for a lot of people as we approach the holiday, and with the tragedy that happened in Connecticut, it spurred a lot of discussion. There was an interesting discussion last night in the classroom. People were talking about it and what goes on with that. And it made me think back in my time as a teacher here. And when I had a certain view of how life was and how it got shifted, and I want you to hear this because it's important, I think, for all of us, whether or not we're a core member, we're a staff, we're a parent, we're a friend. It's about perspective, and it's about perception. About 10 years ago, I was teaching for John Muir, and we had a Vallejo non-res crew right down there on Tennessee and Mariposa. And at that time, the classroom was a little different in the sense that 2 mornings a week, I had core members getting there at 5 a.m., and we would do academics until 7:15, they'd go to work at 7:30. And we had 10 of them coming in the morning. And then we'd have class in the evening a couple nights a week also. And I had 3 young, related students. And they were 3 cousins, 3 gentlemen. And I noticed 3, and then they had another person that they drove with. So it's 3 related gentlemen and another person they drove with the other day. And I thought it was interesting in that never were all 4 of these young men in class at the same time. They never were. It was 3 of them and 1 was missing, every class. And after a couple of months, I said, guys, what's going on here? Well, they didn't want to tell me. I said, you're missing, you're skipping out. What's going on? Well, we've got some family stuff happening. Come on, tell me the truth. And, I was prepared to hear everything from, we're turning over drugs, we've got some stuff going on, somebody's hungover, we're doing anything. It doesn't matter. I've heard it all over the years. And this young man said, we're taking care of our niece. And and again, my brain went to, what do you mean niece? Who are you talking about? Well, we have a little niece. What's going on, fellas? Oh, jeez, that's terrible. It's my wife. Oh, my God. Bad, Linda. Yeah, hey, sorry, folks. It's my bad. It was my bad. She's still ringing. Wow. So it came to find out that these 4 core members were living in a hotel in Vallejo. And they were, and I eventually went and saw it. And so one of them was always with this little girl. Now she's 7 years old. I said, well, she goes to school. Well, that's right, but we have to be here at 5. And then she starts at 9, she's out at 1. So one of us needed to take her, and then we needed to go get her. Her mom was, let me think of a polite term. She was a strung out addict and doing all kinds of terrible things. And so this little girl was struggling, and they didn't want to see her go in the system. And I went and visited, and it confirmed it. They had 2 beds in the room, and the little girl slept in one, and of the 4 guys, 2 of them slept in the bed, 2 slept on the floor, and they rotated. And I just remember thinking that was an amazing view of something I didn't expect. And in the end, I'm going to keep this real quick, in the end, they kept her for about 3 or 4 months. Something happened to which she ended up in the system briefly. But the message was, where I thought we had some students who were shirking, who were trying to get out, they were trying to slip their education, they were trying to get over, they were looking for the greater good in their minds to take care of somebody who they love. And the thought that I came away with, and I'd like you to come away with, is all of us are so much more than what we appear. I don't care who you are. I know you are much more than the hat you wear, whether it's a mother, it's a brother, it's a friend, it's a core member, it's a staff. You're a lot more. And I would ask you that when you look out from your eyes, you don't just see that face. You don't see that worker. You don't see that girlfriend. You don't see that whoever. This is a human being. And if we've learned anything, if I've learned anything over this last week, no day is given to you. It can be snapped away. It can be just snatched. And so I would ask you, when you go forward, to look at the people around you and see them for their best. See them for their potential. Yeah, it's a coworker, but it's also a friend, it's a community member, it's someone who's going to make the world a better place. That's who I think these gentlemen are. That's who I know they are. They've proven it in the classroom. And I challenge them, myself and all of you to go forward, reframe how you see the world. It's not given to you. It's a gift. Today it is. And then today's the day to celebrate. Gentlemen, I congratulate you. You've been great students. I've enjoyed having you in class. It's been an honor. Looking forward to some of you other souls back there to be graduating in June too. So at this point, we're going to have our students, starting with this handsome gentleman on my right, to come up and share some of their thoughts. This is Vincent Collins.
Hi, Vincent Collins. Graduated today, twice. I want to thank my mama, the C's, and my club members for believing in me, and Mr. Tim, my mentor. Everybody, have a good day. Thank you.
Hi. I'd like to thank all the CCC staff and the John Muir Charter School staff, because without them, this wouldn't happen. Not for me, at least. And I don't have any family.
Yes, you
I have a
do.
lot of friends. Yes. And I'd like to thank my friends and family for being here, to help support me. And
I'd like to thank all the C1s for being supportive, and Jolly, Carmen, and the rest of the staff at the CCC, and my crew for being there when I was down and needed support. And I'd like to thank the John Muir Charter School staff as well. I don't think I would have been able to do it if Dr. Ray didn't push me. I'd like to thank my family for being there to support me too. Thank you guys.
Oh man. Finally, I'll tell you what. Jesus Christ. It's been a while. First off, I'd like to thank Dr. Ray for kicking my butt and getting me on track. Secondly, I'd like to thank every single core member out there, right in this group right here, that made it fun along the way. And every single staff member also. You guys are great. Thank you.
I'd like to start by thanking Frank Gonzaga for giving my second chance back here, without which this would not be happening. And staff here, Dr. Ray, made it very enjoyable to be in class. Great person, great guy. For those of you in class, just get to know him. He's a great guy. And thank you, everybody else.
First, I'd like to thank my family. Couldn't have done without them. All the C1s, Daniel, Danny, Antoine, Chris Register, Daniel Davidson, Frank, Rita, Julian, all the core members, all the green hats, everybody else. Thank you. Dr. Ray and James especially. It's been a get through.
Great speech, fellas. That was good. That was awesome. At this point, Frank, are you staggering around somewhere? We need you, handsome. Are you coming up? So at this point, Frank is going to call out the gentleman's name. I'm going to hand him a commencement scroll, just kind of letting him know symbolically about their finishing. We're going to flip our tassel, and then we're going to celebrate. So they're going to come up, and one at a time. Yeah, Vince, you do flip.
Sorry, it's raining outside.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll go from right to left, my right to left. First core member coming up, his twin sister, just graduated at our last graduation, and now he's graduating today, Mr. Vincent Collins. This next is a former corps member, and as I saw a piece of paper coming across my desk, prospectively maybe a corps member again in the future, but a young man that I've always thought very highly of when he was at work. Always came ready to work, and I'm really proud that he got his graduation. He got his diploma, Mr. Morgan Randall. Next is a corps member, Mr. Calvin Mitchell, who's been with us for, I think, the longest out of this group here. He's also, in his time in the CCC, he has achieved the rank of specialist, and he's, once again, one of the harder workers on the grade. And that just kind of proves to you guys the extra steps that these guys up here take. They go outside, they work in the pouring rain, they work in the 115-degree heat, they freeze their butts off in tents, and then they come back, and then they go to school for 4 hours a night. So, they do a lot more. So, Kellen Mitchell. Mr. Timothy Randall, another corps member that I've always really thought highly of. Always really respectful. Always a hard worker from what I hear from his supervisors, and really worked it out to get his diploma. So, congratulations. This next corps member is another corps member I'm really proud of. Things didn't really work out too well for him the first time around. Left the program, worked some stuff out, decided to come back and apply as a second chancer. Came back, kind of had my doubts about him, but he came back like a firecracker. Came back and got his diploma done, worked his butt off for his crew, and did what he had to do. So, Mr. Stephen Smith. And since we're up here, Stephen, really quick, I'm breaking the action on the high school stuff. Another milestone that Stephen has achieved as of today is his 1-year completion of the California Conservation Study. This is to certify that Stephen Smith has successfully completed 1 year of service improving and enhancing California's environment and communities while developing personal skills and achieving success. Our next guy is probably our newest guy in the group. Came into CCC and just got his high school diploma out of the way. Didn't want to wait around, didn't want to waste any time, just came in and did it. So, Mr. Andrew DeWall.
I just want to pause and look at you guys. Look at that grin. Everybody's got that grin. Wow, that's awesome, fellas. So, again, before we break right here, if you would, I don't remember, but it seems like in graduate school we had it on the left. So isn't it supposed to be on your left?
Left to the right.
Yeah, left to right. So you need to make sure your towel's on the left-hand side. Andrew's already prepared. He's ready. So when we flip it over, that signifies symbolically, graduate, it's time to move on, fellas, to new phases, new adventures, new successes in your life. So if I don't chat with you before, hopefully we do. I hope you go forward, make your families proud, the Corps proud. You've already made us proud, working hard to get what you've done. Best wishes. If you would, flip your tassel from left to right, and you're now graduates in the year.
I was waiting to hear the speeches of the graduates, but I guess in my walk across the street I missed it. So it must have been pretty quick. Okay, so yes, that concludes our graduation ceremony. If you just be patient really quick, guests, you can go ahead and start lining up at our buffet, not buffet, but as our banquet table in the back. Corps members, let's show everybody how quickly and hard we work and get these chairs moved from the sitting position to over at the tables.
Ready? Good.
if all the guests, if you can line up on the left side of the table, this side of the building.
Dr. Ray would like to know if you can take our group photos, and if I have his email and email it to him.